Happy New Year. I'm Lee Leonard here in Mile High Stadium with Brian Gumble, Larry Merchant, Regina Haskins, and Mike Adams, who actually was in Mile and a Half High Stadium up there with the Bronco. We're here for this AFC Championship game between the Raiders and the Broncos, the third and rubber match this year. And the big story here today is Craig Morton, the quarterback of the Broncos. Will he play? How much will he play? We'll cover that later. Now let's take a look at the first two games with Brian Gumble.
Lee, the first time these two teams got together, it was really the biggest win perhaps in Denver's history. They established themselves as a power by shutting down their big rival in the AFC West, the Oakland Raiders, and they did it with defense. The final was 30-7, and they treated Mr. Ken Stabler very, very roughly. He experienced two things that game he's not used to. He got sacked and he got intercepted. He got intercepted specifically 7 times as the Orange Crush cruised all over him and led Denver to a 30-7 victory. It was a rude way to treat Mr. Stabler. He got hurried, and it was the Oakland defense that made some mistakes. 2 weeks later, we heard George Blanda preview the second game by saying nobody comes along and beats the Raiders twice. Well, that turned out to be prophetic, because when they met a second time, the Oakland Raiders beat the Denver Broncos 24-14 by doing what people said they could not do, by running the ball. They ran it for 200 yards against that front seven of Denver. The first ball game, they turned the ball over 8 times. This one, they didn't turn it over at all. The first ball game, Stabler was sacked 5 times. The second, he wasn't sacked at all. And the first ball game, Stabler had to throw. He threw 40 times in that ball game. In the second one, because the running game was going so well, he threw only 14. And so this is the rubber match today.
Last week, as they beat the Baltimore Colts.
They have a lot of offensive weapons. One is number 87, Dave Casper. You can take a look at this catch. It tells it all, because he is a tremendous tight end. Not only can he catch the football, he is a tremendous blocker. This also helps the other wide receivers, Blitnikoff and Branch. Look for number 87 when they get near the goal line. Kenny Stabler loves to go to him because he has a way of getting open. He has a way of catching the football and scoring points.
And here in second overtime, Casper's third touchdown catch, and the Oakland Raiders eliminate Baltimore as John Madden's team wins in 6 periods. But they run as well. Mark Van Eegen, best rusher in the AFC, more than 1,200 yards. So if you focus on Stabler and Blitnikoff and Branch and Casper and leave Van Eegen alone, you're in trouble stopping the Oakland Raider offense. In 18-degree temperatures, however, there's a warmth here in Denver. 75,000, a sellout. They call it Bronco Mania. It's defined as an intense love affair with a football team. Color all that excitement orange. It's the Orange Crush defense. Everyone gathering every piece of clothing they can that has orange in it as they show support to the Denver Broncos. The Broncos have done rather well on their own, especially on defense, Lenny.
Well, they have an outstanding defensive team. 5 of the defensive players going to the Pro Bowl game really have outstanding linebackers. They have extreme speed in that linebacking core. The slowest man runs just a 4.740. That means that's halfback speed. So they can do some things with the linebackers that other teams aren't capable of doing. Number 53, Randy Gradishar, last week had a very bad ankle. It's improved this week, but he is still not at full speed. I said 4 linebackers. Another one, Tom Jackson, number 57. Not only can they run and cover passes, but they can hit. You're going to see a physical football game out there this afternoon. Benny Cunningham found that out last week with Pittsburgh as Tom Jackson nailed him. Also, Jackson came up with a couple very key interceptions in the ball game last week, helping Denver to a victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's superb plays like that by Jackson that many feel have earned him the right to maybe be the AFC Defensive Player of the Year. And then there's a quarterback situation. Craig Morton was in the hospital 3 days this week. Is he healthy enough to play today? Here he is in warm-up.
Well, he's healthy enough as far as his arm is concerned, but he has an injured hip, or his leg is a problem. We're going to have to say early in the ball game how he's able to get back in the pocket, how he's able to throw. It's going to be a big factor in the ball game.
Morton was sacked 50 times. They can't afford to let him go down too often on that bad side, or they're in trouble.
Well, that's for sure. They're going to have to protect him. They did a good job last week. He didn't hit the turf at all last week, so hopefully for Denver's sake, the same will happen this afternoon.
All right, we're going to have the coin toss. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the ball first. Often in these big games, you kind of like to be on defense first because you know there's going to be a lot of popping.
Well, that's for sure. And also, talking about who kicks off, Ray Guy kicks off for the Oakland Raiders. Now, he's going to be a very key factor in the ball game. And so will they go after him?
All right, here's the toss of the coin. Let's go down and see if we can't pick up the introductions.
He called a tail, and it's a hit.
So the mistake of Warren Bankston was lost here in this AFC Championship game. He lost the toss. Denver has won the opportunity to have the football first. Denver with Dallas, best record in pro football this year, 12 wins and 2 defeats. The Oakland Raiders, the wild card team, a brilliant 11-3. And here's one of the key matchups in the game today. The man they say may be the best punter in the history of pro football, Ray Guy, against the man who nearly set an all-time punt return yardage record this year, Rick Upchurch of the Denver Broncos.
Upchurch has been injured, but they say he's going to be all right this afternoon. He is going to play. Upchurch is going to have to get Denver some field position because, you know, Ray Guy is going to boom that ball deep into the Denver Broncos territory.
Red Miller, named in many of the polls as the Pro Football Coach of the Year, 49 years old, Western Illinois, his alma mater. And John Madden, he's been there many times, often underrated as one of the outstanding coaches in pro football. His team 1 game away from defending its Super Bowl title. Ray Guy to kick it off for the Oakland Raiders. It's John Schultz, 86 on the near side, Rick Upchurch on the far side to return. No wind to speak of. That will not be a factor. Temperature near 20 degrees. That's Upchurch. Down at the 29-yard line. So the Raiders did not allow Upchurch to use his speed. The Broncos go on offense. Here is their offensive huddle at Craig Morton at quarterback.
Well, he's the big question mark. He did not practice 1 day with the Denver Broncos this week because of a leg injury or hip injury. He was in the hospital for over 2 days, and he's having the knee or the hip drained twice a week. Rob Lytle, the starting halfback, Lonnie Perrin, fullback, Moses one end, Dalvin the other, and Riley Owens, the tight end.
They come out with 2 flankers to the left side. Moses, the wide man, give it to John Keyworth, who starts in place of Lonnie Perrin, and Keyworth gets a couple off the right side. Floyd Rice with a tackle. The offensive line for the Denver Broncos.
Andy Maurer, number 74 at left tackle. This is a good offensive line for the Denver Broncos. They've done a good job. They're a steady team. Tom Glassy, 62, the left tackle. The center is 52, Mike Mondler. Right guard, Paul Howard, number 60, and the right tackle is number 71, Lottie Minor.
Brad Miller sending him plays by halfback messengers. Has Lonnie Perrin in. John Keyworth goes out. Second down, a long 7 from the 31. That's Moses in motion. And Rob Lytle, the rookie from Michigan, slams off right tackle for 5. Short of the first down by 2. Good block. Lottie Minor, number 71, the right tackle. Here's the defense for the Oakland Raiders. They use the 3-4. It's a bigger defensive line than Denver's 3-4. Matuzak on one end. In the middle, Dave Rowe. And on the outside right, Otis Sistrunk. The linebackers for them, and they're all tough. Rice, Johnson, Hall. And on the outside, the mad stork, Ted Hendricks. Denver will try to run away from Hendricks. He's a brilliant performer. Third down and 2.
2 plays they've gone to Oakland's left side. That's the way they're going to attack today.
Morton to throw for the first time. Good protection going long. Incomplete at the 25-yard line. Haven Moses was covered by the rookie cornerback Lester Hayes. You know they'll test Hayes throughout the course of the day.
They're going to test that defensive left side of the Denver Broncos. Good protection for number 7, Morton. He's going up top, wanting to get a score right away. They're going to test Lester Hayes, number 37. He's a rookie. And what that does, a couple of things. That's going to get him deep and outside where he's going to be most of the afternoon. So when they need a pass about 15 yards, they might have room to throw it.
Bucky Diltz, a left-footed kicker, with Neil Colsey standing at the Oakland 30. A 10-man rush by the Raiders. Diltz averaged 39 yards a kick this year. Bad kick off the side of the foot. And Oakland's going to get great field position as the ball is down at the 43-yard line. So Oakland gets a break on a short kick of 21 yards by Bucky Diltz. And Oakland puts it in play for the first time today here at Mile High Stadium. Here's the Oakland offense.
All right, number 12, Kenny Stabler. Kenny has a bad knee also. He's like Morton, and there's parts of this field that are slippery. It'll be interesting to watch how he can set up. He'll be the quarterback. Clarence Davis, one running back. The fullback is going to be the AFC's leading rusher, number 30, Mark Van Egan. Receivers in there all great. Branch, 21. Blitnikoff, 25. Casper, 87.
And the Raiders front five, perhaps the best in all of pro football. It's Clarence Davis, covered by Randy Gradishar. Gradishar, the middle linebacker, drops Davis for a first down loss.
We were talking about number 53, Randy Gradishar, just a few moments ago. He is the key, the leading tackler on the Denver Broncos defensive unit. He reads the play. He's going after Davis. A big play because what they must do, Denver must shut off the running game of the Oakland Raiders, force Stabler to pass, and then put pressure on Stabler. It sounds easy, but it's not.
Second down, 14 at the Oakland 39. Davis the other way. Nothing there. Listen to these Denver fans. They're on their feet already.
I said it was going to be a physical football game, and you can see right there the first two plays of the Denver Broncos that they're going after people. There's going to be a lot of hard hitting out there this afternoon.
Jackson took care of the interference, and right cornerback Steve Foley, number 43, made the tackle. At the line of scrimmage, it's third down, 14, as Davis goes out, and the Raiders, behind these blockers, Shell, Upshaw, they block out the sun, said the Vikings. Dalby at center, Beeler and Lawrence on the right side. Those first three men are all in the Pro Bowl. Three wide receivers as Morris Bradshaw joins Blitnikoff and Branch. Stabler, good protection, throws it away. Casper, well covered, and the Bronco fans cheer the defense.
There it is. That's what I was talking about. What has to happen for Denver? They must put pressure on Stabler. They must make him get rid of the ball before he wants to. That's what happened that time. Number 79, Barney Chavis.
Now Stabler to the sidelines. Each team unable to pick up a first down on the initial possession. It'll be Ray Guy, and he had a booming day here in Denver in Game 2, won by the Oakland Raiders here in Denver. Rick Upchurch stands at the 13-yard line. Guy tops in the NFL, 43.3-yard average. Kicked one 74 yards here earlier, almost blocked, and a flag is down. Penalty for roughing the kicker, and the Raiders are going to get a first down on the 5-yard call. They almost blocked it, but they ran into Guy, and that'll cost them possession. First and goal at the 6.5. 41-year-old John Madden played his football at Little Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. Asked him yesterday, if you were being interviewed to hire as a head coach, what would you tell him is your strength? He says, I coach. I can coach it all.
He's a great teacher, and that's the important thing about any football coach, that you must teach.
This is the 16th play of this drive after the penalty for roughing Ray Guy on a punt. Banaszak all the way to the 3-yard line, straight up the middle. Banaszak from Miami of Florida, 33 years of age. He rushed for 216 yards this year. They like to use him on the goal line. Banaszak, used infrequently during the course of the year, has carried the ball 7 times on this drive, teaming with Davis. Stabler, incomplete. Blitnikoff, the intended receiver, and here comes the field goal unit on for Oakland.
Kenny Stabler that time threw the ball away. Freddie was well covered in the left side of the end zone. He just threw the ball away because he knows that he must come away with some points. That was really a big defensive effort by the Denver Broncos. It looked like perhaps they were going to give up 6 or 7 points. Now the best that it looks like Oakland's going to get is 3.
Mike Ray will hold, number 15 for Errol Mann. Check that, David Hum, number 11 to hold for Errol Mann, who was the leading scorer in the NFL this year. That figures he played on the team that scored the most points. 99 points for the veteran man out of North Dakota, who kicked for the Detroit Lions, Green Bay, Cleveland, and Denver at one time. It'll be no more than an extra point try from the left hash mark at the 10, a 20-yard field goal attempt. It's good, and Oakland is on the board first. Timeout, 4:26 remaining first quarter. The defending champions from Oakland lead by 3. Morton intercepted only 8 times all year, sacked 50 times. Second pass by Morton, good protection. Almost intercepted by Jack Tatum, number 32. Second down, 15. Moses in motion. And Morton again. Has a man open. And knocked out of bounds. Moses. No, he was not out of bounds. He goes all the way for a touchdown. Moses stays in bounds. Denver leads. And Bronco Mania reigns. 74 yards. Morton to Moses. M&M.
Well, I said it's going to be very important the first few passes psychologically, not only for Morton, but the entire team. The one pass before was not a good thrown ball. That one was right on the money. An excellent throw, an excellent move, I might add, by Haven Moses, number 25. He ran an in and in and out pattern on the defensive left quarterback, 37, Lester Hayes. He catches the ball, but more importantly, he stays in bounds. There it is, 74 yards, touchdown. The Broncos are now up on top.
Veteran Jim Turner out of Norris Weiss's hold. Kicks it through. Timeout. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Denver 7, Oakland 3. Branch and Biletnikoff both to the right with Branch in the slot. 3rd and 5. Wide open Branch. First down at the Denver 45. Louis Wright made the tackle along with Tom Jackson. Great protection for Stabler.
Well, we said before, pressure on Stabler is the key to beating the Oakland Raiders, or one of the keys, and he has plenty of time. Here's a ground level, and there's number 21, Branch, all by himself. The linebacker, I think that was Gradishaw, slipped. He was coming back into that area, but he was wide open. Big first down for Oakland.
1 minute, 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Denver 7, Oakland 3. The winner to the Super Bowl in New Orleans 2 weeks from today. Branch left, Biletnikoff right. Van Egan left to the 41-yard line, a gain of 4. John Grant in on the tackle for the Denver Broncos.
Denver will throw 3 defensive linemen in there. When they change, they'll put Banner in, they'll put Paul Smith in, number 70, they'll put also Grant, number 63, in the ball game. About every third series. That means that their defensive line is going to be fresh the entire ball game.
And Denver has had its best success in the fourth quarter, perhaps a reflection of that. Second down, 6. Garrett in motion. Stabler. Look at that protection, wide open. Biletnikoff. First down at the 26-yard line. Biletnikoff wide open as Stabler given incredible time.
That time they did not blitz one of the 4 linebackers. They rushed with just 3 defensive linemen. That means 5 Oakland Raiders are going to block 3 men. And they did a tremendous job on that last play.
That is the end of the first quarter at Mile High Stadium in 20-degree Denver, Colorado. After 15, Denver leads.
Nothing like being able to go back there and look. Have some time to look and observe the defense.
That's like protecting a baby in a cradle.
Right.
Give him that much time.
There isn't any defense that can, that can guard against the pass that long.
First down for the Oakland Raiders as we open the second quarter. Van Egan slams down to the 21-yard line. 3rd and 13. Stabler. Biletnikoff. Oh, my. 6 yards, and it'll be a field goal try for Oakland. Rizzo, 59 on the tackle.
I said before, this is going to be a physical football game because these people are out there to hit. This is a crossing pattern, kind of a delay, and you're going to see 59 Rizzo come up and really nail the Biletnikoff. A shot like that, Freddie just happened to get up and get off the field.
Ball is at the 12. The spot will be at the 19. David Hum. The hold for Earl Mann. Mann is connected on a 20-yard field goal. This one will be just inside 30 yards. Hit the upright, no good. It hit the upright and bounced back, no good. It's not a long kick. Upchurch. 45 down at the 41-yard line. Hit by Bankston, and Sylvester secured the tackle. A 42-yard kick. Denver great field position, leading 7-3 midway through the second quarter. Stabler on first down. Look at the time. Biletnikoff again to the 30. That'll be short of the first down. Biletnikoff hit hard by Joe Rizzo, and he appears to be hurt. Biletnikoff holding that left shoulder, slammed to that cold, hard turf by Rizzo's tackle.
Well, I said a while ago on the other end of the field that Freddie really took a shot, and he's just happy to get up and get off the field.
They attend to Biletnikoff. We break for this word. 3:08 left in the first half. Denver leads Oakland 7-3. Star the Super Bowl victory against the Minnesota Vikings last January. Fred Biletnikoff is going to be taken directly to the team room of the Oakland Raiders after he was hit hard by Joe Rizzo, the Denver Bronco linebacker.
Well, Kenny Stabler going back in the pocket. You can see he had plenty of time to throw the football. Biletnikoff coming all the way from the right to the left. Here you're going to see that I was talking about the aggressiveness of the Denver Broncos. He really takes a shot right there, sandwiched by two men. It looked like Rizzo and Foley, both sandwiched, and all the pressure was on that shoulder.
Second down, 2. Van Egan has the first down at the Oakland 35-yard line. Lyle Alzado with a tackle. John Madden's Raiders trail 7-3. Biletnikoff, by the way, that was his fourth catch, the favorite target of Kenny Stabler. Given a lot of time, clears out with a deep man. Morris Bradshaw, 81, has replaced Biletnikoff. 2 minutes remaining first half. Denver 7, Oakland 3. Third down, 10. Oakland at its 35. Carl Garrett in the backfield behind Stabler. A lot of time. Branch with a first down at the 42 as Stabler and Branch ad-libbed that pattern. 1 minute, 16 seconds left in the half. Oakland has all of its timeouts left. Stabler going long for Branch. Just deflected by Steve Foley. Oh, my.
Steve Foley would like to have that over again because he was in position to make the interception. One thing about Stabler, he'll throw that ball up, and he gets good arc on it. Going to number 21, Cliff Branch, because he figures if the two of them are there together, a lot of times this man, 21, is going to come up with it. But you see 43 Foley really was in position to make the interception. He jumped just a little too soon.
I don't believe Denver's going to come to the line of scrimmage. 75,044 tickets sold, only 62 no-shows.
Where are these 62?
62 and 20-degree temperatures. Those that came cheer the Broncos off the field. It's halftime at Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado. The score, the Broncos 7, the Super Bowl defending champions, Oakland 3. Despite the fact that you look at the time of possession, the bottom line, Oakland with the ball twice as long as Denver. Look at the yardage. The Raiders had only 7 more yards on offense than the Broncos.
Well, you take 74 yards with that 133 total, and that is the difference in the ball game so far. The past
and there's the man who is on the receiving end, Haven Moses from San Diego State, the M&M combination. Morton to Moses, 74-yard score. At this point, the biggest play of the Denver season. 30 minutes to go or more. Carl Garrett at the 6. 20, 30, 40. Carl Garrett might go all the way. Perrin stops the touchdown. The man who kicked the ball, Lonnie Perrin, number 35, stops Carl Garrett at the 33-yard line of the Denver Broncos, and that could spur the Raiders on in this second half.
Take a look at the lane or the hole that Garrett, number 31, has to run in. He isn't touched until Perrin gets a hold of him, but right there he's barely touched, but good blocking out front, all the way down to about the 33-yard line before he's run out of bounds by number 35, Perrin.
And the bad news we get on Fred Biletnikoff, dislocated shoulder, he will not return. So the Raiders trailing 7-3, having a first down at the 33. Stabler, play action fake. He's going for it all. It's Branch. Oh, a great play by Foley. Number 43, just tipped the ball away.
Yes, sir. I said perhaps they're going to throw the ball on first down, and they did. Cliff Branch, number 21, has a step or two on 43 Foley. Coming across the middle in single coverage. There's nobody deep on the inside. Wright was trying to get back there, but he wasn't that deep. Had the ball been thrown much further away from Foley, it could have been a touchdown.
Big John Matuzak, one of your former teammates.
Yes, Big John really has turned things around for himself in Oakland. Did a tremendous job this year and had a tremendous game last week against Baltimore. In particular, 2 plays in a row, I remember, where he stopped Baltimore for no gain when they had to hit the football.
3rd and 10, 3 wide receivers in for the Raiders, and Stabler looking for Casper. He's got Casper open, can't find him. Joe Rizzo applied the pressure. Number 59, Casper was open, but Stabler couldn't find him.
Problem with the kicker, he's not playing, so he has to try to keep warm. That's not always an easy chore on a day like today.
31 yards away. It's no good. Wide to the right. Turner just misses as he almost shaved that same upright that cost their old man 3 points. Timeout. 10.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Score remains. Broncos 7, Raiders 3.
Take a look at that last snap. It's a high snap, which throws the timing off just a little bit between the kicker and the holder. They want to get it off between 1.3 and 1.4 seconds.
And the Broncos have the football. Number 66, Bryson Manor of Arkansas, has the precious pumpkin, and the Denver fans, that's the kind of play that has kept the Broncos atop the AFC West all season long.
Denver has not beaten Oakland here in Denver in 15 games, not since 1962. Morton wide open. Odom. First and goal at the 2-yard line. Riley Odom.
That's the first pass caught by a tight end today. Casper has yet to catch one. We've been talking about Casper, but number 88 in the Denver Broncos has been an outstanding tight end for many years, a devastating blocker, and a big play tight end. Here it is. He almost gets in there. He's putting some moves on. Big tight ends aren't supposed to make moves like that.
Alonzo Thomas made the tackle for Oakland. Odoms had 37 catches this year to lead Denver, just as Casper led Oakland in receptions. First and goal at the 2-yard line. 2 extra defensive linemen in for the Oakland Raiders. Lytle. Oh, what a hit by Jack Tatum. Number 32, Tatum. Was there a fumble? The Raiders say they had the football, but I believe the whistle was blown dead. The Raiders think they have the football. Mike McCoy, number 76, running off the field with it, but they called it back, and Denver still has possession. John Madden can't believe it.
Now a flag goes down for some reason out there in the middle of all that.
Rob Lytle was crushed by a tackle from Jack Tatum. Lost the football, but apparently after the whistle. In disbelief, John Madden across the way.
Well, they're going up the middle. They've got 4 shots to get a touchdown. And Lytle takes the ball, and he is really nailed. Number 32, Tatum, hits as hard as any defensive back in the National Football League.
Well, obviously, the fumble occurred before Lytle hit the ground, and apparently in that mass of humanity, the officials did not see it, or that McCoy took the ball away from a Denver player. Conduct, defense, first down. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Raiders, so not only do they not get the football, they get what is a short penalty, half the distance to the goal line of about a yard. But there's a play that could be the key play in this game.
Here, take a look and see if we can see it. Anything happen down here in the middle of all of that massive humanity. You can see the great hit by, there's the ball right there. You can back it up, we can see it.
So it's first and goal at the 1-yard line. Morton to Keyworth. Touchdown! John Keyworth behind the block of Otis Armstrong. And it's Bronco Mania alive again in Denver.
The old option play. There was, I don't think, much option on his part. He was going to get rid of the football. You see him going down the line, taking a look at the linebacker, defensive end, and off it goes. To Keyworth, number 32. Now it's a foot race to the corner of the end zone, and he's in there for a score.
John Keyworth had only one touchdown rushing all year. Turner's kick is good. Timeout. 8 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The Broncos leading the Raiders 14-3. Bucky Diltz to punt to Carl Garrett. They'll decline the penalty, and Denver has the football as Diltz was hit by Randy McClanahan. Here's the penalty.
Well, earlier in the ballgame, the first punt by Oakland, Denver ran into their kicker. This time, there it is, right there, 57 popping. Diltz, the penalty is down. Now it's a free ball. Garrett fumbled it. Oakland came up with it. Now they're in great field position down around the 27-yard line.
Now, there's no question but what the momentum in this game has turned totally to the Denver Broncos.
Every time when Denver has had a turnover, the last time it was by a fumble, they turned it into 6 points.
6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Denver leading 14-3. Moses right and Odoms, the tight end, split away on the right side, a triple right formation. Theophort goes for a touchdown on the first down.
Or no, they say he did not catch the ball.
But the ball hit the ground. What a play by Dolman, the little outside receiver of the Broncos. Let's see that one again.
Oh, my goodness. This looked like a tremendous catch. We'll just take a look and see if he had possession of the football or hit the ground. It was a low pass. Probably a good idea it was because it might have been intercepted. Right there is making the determination by the official. He says right there that the ball hit the ground.
Well, it appears on our replay that he had his hands under it, but it might have touched the ground at the same time he had the ball in his hand. But what an effort by Dolman, whose granddaddy was a former record holder in the 100-yard dash. 44-yard attempt. Looks good. No good. Wide to the left. Started down the middle and sliced to the left. No good. So the Raiders heave a sigh of relief. There's still time remaining for the Super Bowl champs with 5:46 remaining in the third quarter. Only Van Egan behind Stabler. Casper, 35-40, and down at the 41. Cliff Branch, with Biletnikoff out, has been the money receiver for the Raiders. He's lined up split left. 2nd and 10 play. Going long for Branch. Incomplete. Foley, who has played deep all day, knowing he can get support close from his linebackers, was back to bother Branch, and the pass goes incomplete in the end zone. 1 minute, 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Oakland again in Denver territory. 2nd and 10 at the 35. Stabler finds Casper. He's up at the 20, the 15. He's still alive all the way to the 9-yard line. The play was not whistled dead. Casper alertly got up before there was contact from the defense.
Well, number 87 is Casper. Last week he was shut out in the first half. The first half he was shut out here. But he is not going to be shut out the whole game. I just watched what an outstanding player he is. He catches the football, fighting for yardage. His knee was not down. That's a good call by the official.
What a talented athlete, an honor student at Notre Dame. He can run with it and certainly can catch it with anybody. 1st and goal. Oakland, final seconds, third quarter. Denver leads it 14-3. Stabler trying to get the Raiders close. Casper corralled. What a play by the defensive safety man, Billy Thompson, number 36. Rizzo there to help out, but it was Thompson who stopped Casper Cold at the 6-yard line.
We said earlier in the game that he likes to go to him down by the goal line, and you can see right here, number 87. But here's an all-pro, 36, Bill Thompson, 59, Rizzo giving him some help.
That is the end of the third quarter. The record here in the last 15 years, Oakland 13 wins, no losses, 2 ties. The score, 14-3 as we open the fourth quarter. Second and goal at the 6-yard line. Stabler to Van Egan. Brought down by John Grant. What a game he has had. Grant, the defensive backup nose guard or nose tackle from USC.
The first half, he was in not too many plays, but he came up with a couple of big plays in the first half. This is really a big play. 63 is John Grant. Right there, corralling the ball carrier, a loss of about a yard or so.
And he's playing over a Pro Bowler, Dave Dalby, the center of the Raiders. Big play.
Right, they've got to get his touchdown. They can't be satisfied with 3 points.
Stabler throwing for Casper. Touchdown. A flag is down in the end zone and another at the 5. Stabler goes down as Bryson Manor belts him as he releases the ball. He was looking for Casper. Casper finally opened. Flag down against Denver. Touchdown, Oakland. The flag was against the Broncos for holding.
Well, we had said that number 87 is the man that he likes to go to, and he's getting pushed, shoved, grabbed, and everything. Stabler really makes a great throw. He's throwing the ball really off balance, but he threw a real shot. And Casper, he took a shot. And also Kenny Stabler, he paid the price on this particular pass of getting, watch the throw by Stabler. Falling backwards, throwing a strike over Jackson's arms. The number 87, Casper, and then he is nailed in the end zone.
But that Casper engulfs the ball. He swallows it with those big hands.
He just doesn't miss the football when it's down near the end zone. Period.
Try for a point by Earl Mann out of Hum's hold. It's good. Timeout. Less than a minute gone in the fourth quarter, and it's now anyone's game. The score, Denver 14, the Oakland Raiders 10. Number 56, Jeff Barnes, a rookie linebacker from the University of California. Didn't take Stabler long to get the Raiders their first touchdown, and he went to his favorite man, Dave Casper.
Now, how important are the field goals in this football game? You look back, the Denver missed 3 field goals by Jim Turner. Big difference. 4-point lead right now for the Denver Broncos.
Jim Jensen, number 30, in the backfield for the first time for the Denver Broncos, teaming up with Otis Armstrong. Moses in motion. And Morton's going to throw. He's got a man open. Jensen. And Jensen is finally out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Here's a word from the official head linesman, Ed Merriam. He ruled on that Rob Lytle fumble. You'll recall that now maybe the difference in the game because the Broncos went on to score the touchdown. There's the difference in the game now after Oakland thought they'd recover the fumble. Here's the word from the official Ed Merriam. He ruled that Lytle's forward progress was stopped before the fumble.
I wish you say that was a quick whistle.
Very quick. Morton. And he goes down for the first time. That is the Raiders' first sack of the game as Otis Sistrunk from the University of Mars makes the tackle.
Otis Sistrunk, a lot of pressure, but so did number 83, Ted Hendricks. He came in on a blitz.
Second and 7. Moses left. Dalvin right. Reverse to Moses. Oh, my, what a hit. Floyd Rice, number 52, red reverse all the way. And it's the one time Moses did not find an open area. Who was he hit by Rice?
Well, you can see that in this territory, they'll take chances. This is a chance play because if you do not fool that outside containment, which is 52 Floyd Rice, you're in trouble. And Haven Moses found out.
So that brings up 3rd down and 16. Morton has made some remarkable passes on this drive on 3rd down and long, and that's what he faces now as the Raiders again come in with the extra defensive backs, 22 Jimmy Warren and 42 Steve Jackson. It's Lytle, intercepted. Rice again. Rice to the 22. What plays back-to-back by Floyd Rice? He makes a tackle 10 yards in the backfield on a reverse and then goes back and intercepts the pass thrown by Morton. It was not well thrown, and maybe that hip bothered him. It was underthrown, and Rice makes a big play for the Raiders.
They had pressure on Morton that time because number 39, Willie Hall, was going after him. You can see in the middle of the picture, but he underthrew the football this time. The one thing you want to do, if you got to get it too far. But watch what number 52 Rice does. Now here's his idea of a stiff arm.
Not much subtlety there. Here comes Van Egan. Tripped up at the 25 as Foley from the secondary helped out Bob Swinson. There's the time remaining, 9.5 minutes. Second down and 7. The snake. He's at the 17-yard line. Bob Swinson.
That time, number 57, Tom Jackson, went after the quarterback on the blitz. You saw the reaction of the linebacking core of the Denver Broncos. We're talking about the other linebackers more so than I think Swinson, but Swinson is the fastest of the four. He runs under a 4.6, and you see him coming into the picture, picking it off. He was going to Dave Casper, 87. Now he's running like a halfback.
Here it is again, and Swinson, one of the men picked by John Ralston, the former coach here at Denver, a free agent pick.
You can see that Kenny Stabler paid for that last throw.
First down. Ronnie Perrin spins away and is down at the 13. It's 3rd and 5 at the 12 of Oakland. Morton's going to look toward the end zone. Oh, look at that. Open is Moses.
He was looking to his right, to the right of your screen. He was looking for Riley Oldham. Pump once, he wasn't open. He fired the ball, and look at this catch.
And what a throw by a man on a gimpy leg. It looked as if he was almost going to fall down from the pain before he threw that ball. Boy, that averages out rather nicely. Turner to try to tack on the extra point. Oh, and Weiss will try to deliver. No good as it's batted down by Jack Tatum. I've often thought it'd be nicer if you could allow that. If he runs it back, that's 1 point for the other side.
Moses is not the primary receiver because Morton was looking elsewhere. You can see now he's going to scramble. Lester Hayes, 37, is the man on him, and he had him really well covered, but not for that length of time. A great catch by number 25, Haven Moses. As I said, he's done just about everything but self-programmed today.
Moses, 300 career catches, more than 300, came here from Buffalo in a 1972 trade. And he's having his biggest day perhaps ever as a professional athlete. The Denver Broncos, after Swinson's interception and return to the Oakland 17, it takes them 3 downs to score. Morton to Moses. Oh, you can put that to music in Denver today. Stabler, 2nd down, 7. Has a man open, Bradshaw. Morris Bradshaw to the 19-yard line of the Broncos. And here come the Raiders under the whip of the snake, Kenny Stabler.
Do not count them out. I said that before because Stabler is really a master at this situation. And you're looking at Bradshaw, 81, just a turn in or a hook or a curl pattern. The ball is there on the money, and it's thrown just as he makes his cut. Now, the good job by number 20, Lewis Wright, as he's keeping him in bounds.
3.5 minutes left. 2nd down and 8. Stabler. To Casper. Oh! Dave Casper with one of his patented circus catches, fighting off the defense and then swallowing up the ball with those mighty mitts.
There were 2 men on Casper. We said before, down by the goal line, Stabler goes to number 87. Look at Rizzo following him. There's going to be 2 other men. 57 is Jackson. Look at this catch.
A man hungry for points, and Casper hauls it in and gets the Raiders close once more.
It's a great throw by Stabler, because had he not caught the football, it would have been out of bounds. But a great catch by number 87, Dave Kent.
This is an important try for point by Earl Mann. It's good. And the Raiders are only a field goal away from a tie with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left here before 75,000, a sellout at Mile High Stadium in Denver. Well, you couldn't ask for more drama than this, Lynn.
I said earlier, when they got the football, Stabler is a master. Kenny's a master at moving that football down the field. He utilized his run. See, an inexperienced quarterback would go out and start firing the ball all the time. He utilized his runs. He's using the clock. There's 3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining.
As Oakland is 3 points away from a tie. And Morton and the Denver offense trying to keep the ball away from the Raiders. Here's the big play of the game.
This is it.
3rd and 3. Both wide receivers to the left. Dolvin with Moses in the slot. Otis Armstrong. He's got the ball at the 39-yard line. Denver first down, and that's going to just about do it, unless the Raiders can force a turnover.
That was a ball game, I think, because if they got the first down, that clock is going to be run out. It's 120 seconds. It's the sweep to the right of the Denver Broncos. You see number 60, Paul Howard, pulling out there. They know that they've got to get this first down. So does Otis Armstrong. Watch this effort to get over the first down marker.
Armstrong was not going to go backwards. He was going to fall forward and has the first down with 56 seconds left in the game. Oakland has only one timeout left, and they'll use it here, and then it's just a matter of Morton taking the handoff and falling down and counting.
All it is now is the exchange between the center and the quarterback. Getting the ball to the quarterback. The quarterback taking a step back, falling down, and this ball game is all over. 47 seconds remaining. You can hear the crowd here in Denver, Colorado. They know it. They're finally going to the Super Bowl.
They're on their feet. 75,000, most of them in orange. They're ready to go to the Super Bowl. The 1977 year of the Snake and Stabler and the Raiders, but 1978 on the Chinese calendar, the year of the horse, and the Broncos are leaping and clicking their heels with only seconds left. All right, we go back to maybe the key play of the game. This is the difference in the game. Earlier, Rob Lidle on the goal line. He's hit by Jack Tatum right there. You see the ball?
There's the ball. You can see the ball loose. They say that he was stopped.
The linesman said he was stopped. Did not appear he was. Doesn't matter. The Denver Broncos are on their way to the locker room. 14 seconds. The Broncos, the big surprise in football in 1977, go to the new year as the American Conference champions.
He said, somehow we're going to get there. Somehow we're going to get it done today.
It took a 74-yard pass play to Haven Moses. 2 turnovers. A remarkable day for the Morton-Moses combination. The Orange Crush defense making its usual big plays and turnovers and defeating a great team. The defending Super Bowl champion Oakland Raiders in their rubber game, 20-17.